happy it's Thursday.
Disadvantage and unfairness is just, it is true. Not everybody started at the exact same place. Some people were dealt a much worse hand than others. But what somebody, again, this person gave me a very good piece of advice and said, no matter what hand you were dealt, you have the responsibility to play it as well as you can.
So happy it's Thursday.
All you had to do was pay us enough to live. All you had to do was pay us enough to fucking live. All you had to do was pay us enough to live. There goes your inventory.
So happy it's Thursday.
United Health Group is poised to break financial records this year. The company's overall revenue soared past $299 billion through September, a record high from $277 billion last year.
So happy it's Thursday.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Punch Up Pod with Lila and Pat. So happy it's Thursday.
Yes. What people don't realize is behind the scenes, I'm him all the time with Lila. I'm like, fuck it, Lila. I'm just so mad. I'm just
so
raging behind the sines. Just fuck, Lila, get your shit together. No.
What do you pay me for? Yeah, I don't know. We were supposed to do some heavy research on his copping a plea, and I still haven't gotten to the bottom of it, and I still don't feel good about it. I really think he needs to be freed.
I did watch some lawyer videos on it.
Yeah.
And the consensus is you're right. He could get life out of this, even for the plea he took.
Yes. Wait a second.
Yeah.
But also, did you just say I'm right?
I didn't say that. I'm a politician my way around this. Well, what I really said.
You're so diplomatic. All
right.
Yeah,
but it is. I mean, it is a legal attempt to drop the New York state charges.
Yeah, but
and that's the strategy. But we'll see how it plays out.
Not go to trial.
Yeah.
Maybe there's stuff we don't know. I don't know.
Who knows?
Very upsetting because they made an example of him, and even though they're not, putting him away as a terrorist, a lot of us felt like he could get off. He wasn't there. There was some weird stuff about like things being placed in bags in the what's it called, the possession,
chain of possession,
chain of evidence of possession for the evidence. And I don't know. I just am very sad. And whenever I see our opening, especially, and he has that look, you're like, yes, he's going to be back. We do part two. Maybe he will.
Well, we break him out. We break out Luigi. That's the first thing the revolution has to do. Let's get him out.
We need him. All right, everybody. Hello. Truth. I hope you're feeling better. Good to see you.
Cheers.
Dana, I'm not sure if you're still here, but thank you for all of your retweets. And everybody needs sleep for sure. It's late if you're on the East Coast, especially. Myra, hello. Hey, Gwen.
Howdy.
Jezen has been relegated to Rumble, but still here with us on Thursdays. So thank you. Hello. Hi, Zizu. And Adria. Hello. Who else do we have? Kimiko, taking your son to college soon. Is that right? Oh, my goodness. I think it was Kimiko. I can't remember now. I'm so sorry, but I think so. That's a big one. I totally get it. Wally, hello. All right. I think because we normally, hi, Hala, how are you? Want to make sure we say hi to everybody at the top of the show.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
This is fine. This is fine.
We are fine.
This is fine.
Yeah. Lord. All right. As a reminder, please do make sure to like and subscribe and smash that notification bell. All All right, let's just get going. Hey, the runs. We showed your beer video yesterday. I can't remember. I was already a
Barmaiden in
few sheets
Germany.
to the wind at that point, so I can't remember if the runs was here. But that is a great video. I need one with wine also. All right, let's just get started with our cheers, right? We're just gonna get right to it.
Yes. Who is
All
our
right.
cheers for? Oh, that's right. The
Yes.
BDS guy. This is great.
Yes. This is Archbishop Jonathan Blake imploring the world to boycott, divest, and sanction from Israeli products.
Israeli avocados, Jaffa oranges, mandarins, grapefruits, new potatoes, carrots, bell peppers, radishes, cherry tomatoes, fresh herbs, etc. Check all the labels. Don't buy Israeli. Often sold as a supermarket-owned brand to conceal the origin, but by law, the origin has to be somewhere on the label. Takes a bit of time, but do it for the children that are no more, all the homes, streets, shops, homes, lives that now lie under rubble. Do it for the hearts that won't beat at the day's end because another Israeli strike has hit. Don't buy soda streams, plastic goods like garden sheds and storage boxes made by Kita and sold in B&Q, Homebase or Argos. No more Dead Sea beauty products, bath salts and body scrubs, as from Ahava or Premier Dead Sea. No more Israeli diamonds for your engagement. Stones for love, but actually symbols of suffering. Research and share more items to be boycotted. Wake up, world. There is an influential majority within Israel who think they are God's chosen, given this land and ordered to eradicate all and everyone who challenges them. Intelligence, rationality, justice and equality are no match against such religious fanaticism. Israel has committed genocide and destruction on an unimaginable scale and continues to commit atrocities, believing they are backed by God, and the world, it seems, just watches. But we can act and boycott Israel, its products, brands, exports and services, which amount in the United Kingdom to around $1.6 billion annually. Make them realize that they have made themselves a pariah, must stop, must agree to the Palestinian state and pay for its reconstruction. Past boycotts have helped to end apartheid, segregation, slavery, have cramped Barclays and Nestle's. Civil action drove the British from India. It's time for the people to rise in protest and boycott all things Israeli in the name of love and truth and justice. The world must recognize Palestine as a state and ensure its borders are protected.
Amen.
Amen. Cheers. Cheers. And yeah, Macarius, you should. That's great. I also boycott American goods as much as I can. Sorry, Americans, y'all are paying and assisting in Israel's crimes. Plus, I'm tired of Trump threatening us all the time. Absolutely. I mean, there is a long list of people who have helped Israel in their crimes, but we are absolutely the U.S. at the top, and it is appalling. So
It is, yeah. And if you're in another country, I fully support your boycott of our country. I wouldn't travel here, anything to avoid giving $1 to this country, just because it's the right thing to do, like Israel.
Yep. Absolutely. But, the only thing, unfortunately, is that because it's such a large country and because we have so many different evil, events that we have either contributed to or outright, done fully on our own, it's hard to know that's why that the country's being targeted. Like I don't even know if they would notice, right. Unless I guess you have to make a real stink in your own country, because although what do we even export anymore? Who wants our food? Nobody. Who wants, what do we export? War, misery. Definitely boycott that. Yeah, fucking crazy. Yeah.
Maybe we need to go the other way and just buy the products that advertise they're not. Maybe we need a non-Israeli sticker, the GMO sticker, but it's just
right.
somehow ethically produced
olive oil. Yeah, exactly.
Or
that's good. Yeah, like all those Sabra, products at the Sabra and I think Safa products at the grocery store, and also they did try to paper over or sticker over some of the things that are actually from Israel, but then are like packaged in the US or something. So it will say like packaged in the US, and then you have to sort of dig a little deeper. But yeah.
Well, it's like that now with all products because, the supply chain is international.
Right.
So like there's these crazy rules that you can say your car was made in the USA still, even though, 90% of it comes from another country. I don't know. I'm isolating that, but that's how the system is just wrecked. It's just manipulated and controlled and
truly wrecked. But I promise I'm going to stay in a good mood at least through the first wheel spin.
You did it.
Right?
You did it.
Now I can let it all go. I smiled. I didn't tell everybody how depressed I really am on the inside. Okay, you ready? Here we go.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's not good. What did I do? That's what we need. Okay. All right. I thought maybe we were actually going to start with a little law, which would be good.
Oh, they're just teasing us with the law.
They're just making me go heavier and heavier. Although I need to go grab another bottle really quickly. Okay, let's 1 second. Okay. Wow. The wheel just goes right back to the spot. I just spilled everywhere. Party foul. I'm gonna have to.
Let's go with Billionaire Tools to Protect from Juice Media.
Let's see it.
I love watching your TikTok, which is next level. Clearly, that's expressed by my 13-year-old son.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Hello, I'm from the government with an update on humanity's gentle slide back into feudalism. Brought to you by Braundo. It's got electrolytes. And now, please rise for our first trillionaire. Hail! Of course, when you wake up to the obscene inequality we've enabled, you'll want to fight back. That's why billionaires are building the tools to protect themselves. From you, tools like Palantir. Hi, I'm from Palantir, the military contractor and AI software company named after the all-powerful Seeing Stones Tolkien warned us not to leave in the hands of evil bastards. Thankfully, we are very wise and balanced, like our CEO, who can't stop talking about killing people, wants an AI arms race, and gets a boner talking about the West's superiority in applying organized violence. And our founder, who thinks Greta is the Antichrist.
Knows about the Antichrist.
And no longer believes freedom and democracy are compatible. Hail! By freedom, of course, Pete means freedom for him and his broligarch mates to rule the world. And that's where Palantir comes in. Let's meet some of our valued clients. Hello, I'm from ICE. Kidnapping people off the street is hard work, but not with Palantir. Palantir makes it easy for us to link your tax file, social security license, and plates into AI-driven hit lists. Sure, we mostly use it on migrants now, but Palantir will come in real handy when we need to round up their resistance. Thanks, Palantir. Hello, I'm from the government of Israel. Committing war crimes is hard work, but not with Palantir. AI-assisted targeting makes it simple to murder thousands of people, even if most of them are civilians, according to our own reports. Thanks for supporting our genocide, Palantir. Here at the British government, we heard Palantir is used for war crimes and said, hey, let's give them a contract with our NHS. Could someone abuse that data? No. It's not like Palantir's UK CEO is the grandson of a known fascist, Nazi-loving anti-Semite. Hail! Here at the Australian government, we have no fucking clue. So while others are ditching Palantir due to fears over data safety and its ties to El Duce, we've let Palantir into our defense department, banks, and even supermarkets. G'day, I'm from Coles. Price gouging you wasn't enough, so we hired Palantir to track and cut costs on our already underpaid staff. Sadly for us, people are realizing what fucking psychos we are here at Palantir. That's why France just ended our contract. British MPs want us out of the NHS, and GetUp is campaigning to kick us out of Coles, which is a good start. Except Palantir is just one head of the Hydra. The underlying problem are these billionaire shitcoins and the feudal dystopia they're building around us. So if you like democracy, now would be a great time to wake the fuck up and stop them while you still can. This has been a message from your local government franchise. Good luck. Authorized by the Department of Tech Bro Feudalism.
such fun and spot on little clips. I love it.
They really do. We showed how do we catch the same things? That's like my favorite thing of the whole video.
Shit is going to be my new word. That's it. Yeah.
But yeah, we showed them like a week ago.
Yeah,
another one. Yeah,
they're
good.
Different one on.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yes.
There's a lot going on to comment, and I think there's probably a little bit of crossover because I think that one was about maybe just data centers or AI. I can't remember.
Right.
This one's
Right.
So yeah. Yeah, it's not good. It's just not good. Trump is truly taking a wrecking ball. I mean, literally to the White House, to our whole economy. And he's so grotesque that he refuses even to hide it for a second. He spent 2 minutes in the middle of everything that's going on right now. We are now, I've never talked about like our deficit because when we were the global hegemon and the petrodollar was the only game in town, it mattered quite a bit less. Now that Trump has destroyed our standing, which again, like overall, I think is good for everybody long term. The debt does matter. That we're $40 trillion.
Well, when people start cashing in their bonds and
whole countries are,
it does really matter. And when you make all of our allies fucking hate us, they're more likely to do that.
Yep.
As leverage. And then what are we? We're going to be the superpower that says we're not going to pay our debts. Is that next?
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
That is next. I mean, I think on some level we never do anyway, but we're also not doing any of the other sort of soft power trades of diplomacy or, not putting tariffs on everybody and threatening to annex and take over different countries. I mean, it's just, he truly is just a wrecking ball. So here we are, the U.S. national debt, $40 trillion. And this comes after the Trump administration borrowed trillion to fund Trump's war in Iran. Oh, of course, that's 2 trillion, sorry. And massive tax cuts for billionaires, which also, never on the table to tax the hell out of these billionaires. Never.
Yeah, because of those tax cuts, we got our first fucking trillionaire in Elon Musk.
Yep.
The dumb fuck that's cutting all the social programs literally himself with Doge.
Yeah. Again, just a wrecking ball. Absolute wrecking ball.
Yeah.
So in the midst of this and the fact that, home ownership is plummeting and more people are terrified of, the credit card debt has skyrocketed. People are being kicked off of SNAP, being forced to show proof of work to qualify for government assistance. Trump is out there talking about the special stone they're using in the renovations for his makeover. Like, nobody gives a fuck.
It's a 1,000,000-year life. It's a very strong stone. It will never break. It will never leak. It will never do anything. This is the highest quality stone you can get. And especially for something like this, it's rated 1,000,000-year plus. That means it has a 1,000,000-year life. Can you imagine that? It's 35,000 pounds per square inch. If you look at hard concrete is 5,000 pounds. This is 35,000. So nature is stronger than what the human can produce. It's really pretty amazing. It comes from California, from a quarry in California, and it's a very special stone. This is also used. This carries on out into the helipad. The pad is out there now. It's very close to being finished. The hard work is done. The beautiful work is finished. They're putting the granite top on. And the granite top says, "The seal of the United States of America." That's the exact term. If you look at the seals of the presidents, the seal of the President of the United States of America, meaning the president is in the White House. This is for many presidents. This is for many presidents. They will have it for a long.
A toddler with a new Star Wars toy or something.
Yeah, and obviously nobody cares that this is being built. Nobody cares that it's being made. Nobody asked for it. It's costing a fuck ton of money. And anyone with any sort of empathy with at all, I don't care who it's with. You know, if you have a drop of empathy, you don't tout your most extravagant things being built out of gold and elite concrete and all this shit when the top issue is clearly economic suffering and he can't act like he doesn't know about this stuff. He's not so detached that he doesn't know the price of gas is wrecking things, and like, so he just doesn't care. He will never care. You'll never shame him into not doing this shit.
I mean, the crazy thing is, like, he doesn't care, but I think probably most presidents don't really care, but like, he doesn't even care to pretend to care. Like, he just doesn't care. He just was, on camera. Obviously, everything he does is on camera, saying basically that the people who don't own homes, which we are at an all-time low, like,
yeah,
I will never be able to own a home. My children, I don't know, but like, it's not looking good, right? So the middle class American dream is gone, right? And
it's gone.
Yeah.
It used to be, get a home, right? That's the first thing. Yeah. And now you're like, even if you could, you're like, do I want a home? That's part of it too. But then really,
with a 70-year mortgage, what was the thing? 50 or 70 years?
Yeah. I mean, the next generation, including mine even, people, whatever. But can I pay off my student loan debt? That's my dream now, right? Yeah. And I don't think that's achievable, right? I don't think the thing that I gambled on myself for, as you're taught to as Americans, is ever going to get paid off. And that's going to stop me from getting the house. But once that's paid off, I don't have all the money. I just paid off my student loan debt. And
yeah, you're just working to continue being in debt. I mean, we owe so much on our credit cards. I think just to pay our minimum every month, we have to somehow come up with almost $6,000. That's just to pay our minimums. So we're just paying crazy money to stay in debt. And that's kind of what the US is doing, right? Like, we're buying up our own debt because nobody else will buy it up. Yeah. It's pretty bleak. So this is him showing some empathy for people who don't own their own homes.
We're going to keep those prices up. We're not going to destroy the value of their homes so that somebody that didn't work very hard can buy a home.
Somebody who didn't work very hard. I mean, that's the thing, is that all of these people, and listen, it's with liberals also, which is why they couldn't get behind, Bernie in 2016 and 2020 and Medicare for all. And is healthcare really a human right? Because they thought they had it. And then things started changing. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, but for a long time, I think there was this belief or a lack of understanding that you were born into a certain level of society. And as much as we would say, the one thing that you can do in this country is work really hard and get ahead. So there was a blame on people who weren't as wealthy.
Yeah, but even that is a fallacy in that, look, you can, I mean, obviously that's wrong, but like you can say, okay, the people that didn't earn their money by the time you're 50, you don't deserve a house or, whatever. But the future generations are just doomed if you're not already rich. Yeah. It's not, they don't have a way to do the right thing straight out of high school even and guarantee they're going to get a house.
Yeah. No, not at all. And again, I think a little bit because I've been in Los Angeles for such a long time and our careers are always like up and down and prices are so high. I feel like what we were living for 20 years before it sort of hit the whole country, where people are like, well, just save more. Well, you shouldn't have gone to that show. Or it's like, no, you don't understand. Like, we could sit in our small apartment for the rest of the year and we'll still never really have enough. So then at a certain point, you're like, well, we have to do something that makes us just like, it's like when people say like, oh, I don't want to give that homeless person money. They're just going to spend it on drugs or alcohol. It's like, could they just have like a moment where they're enjoying life? at all? Like, don't we all deserve that? I don't know. It's such a crazy, like, I got mine. Yeah.
It's crazy. And I saw somebody mentioning dentist in the, like getting my teeth fixed would be my dream. You know what I mean? Like people who like, that's unattainable. Like, you know what I mean? Like the basic shit that like, that used to be normal for people who just lived humble lives. Like my dad was a fucking school teacher.
Yep.
And my mom was a social worker, and we had a house. They had a house when they were 25 or something. You know what I mean? Like that's just super low paying jobs.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I mean, I've told you a couple of times recently, we've been approved for dental work. And after the procedure, we get like a change in the explanation of benefits where they take it away. And so all of a sudden it's like, oh, now we owe $2,000 when we thought it was going to be 300. And like, what do you do then?
Right. And the system is so corrupt that process is built in, even if it wasn't right. And then, 70% of the people are going to fight it maybe, but 30% are just going to say, fuck it. And they made a fuck ton more money.
Exactly. And, I will say that a lot of the time when I dig in and fight it, which can take days, weeks, sometimes months of your life.
Oh my God.
A lot of the time I have gotten back at least a portion of it, but like, then you're, time is money. I mean, there's only so many different ways you can spend your day. So they're counting on the fact that most people just don't have the ability to do that. Right. It's so vile. It's just awful. The system is sad.
Yeah. I mean, the hoops that my friend who passed, who had cancer, who had to work, through the end, basically, to keep her health care. The hoops she was expected to go through to just have the basic shit promised to her all the time. It's just amazing. And it probably sped up her death, to be honest. It's so much work that she had to put in for that shit. It's just insulting.
I mean, there have been so many studies on what those sorts of financial worries do to your heart, to your brain, like even to your cognitive abilities, right? Like it does. Of course it's life-changing. It's horrible.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see, because obviously, I mean, he is just nonstop breaking things. So let's just go through some of it. 2 days ago, was this two? Yeah. White House seeks to lift development ban in national forests. The plan would open nearly 45 million acres of wilderness to road construction and other development, removing protections that had been in place for a quarter of a century. They can do logging. They can do all sorts of things that, of course, are going to, that has cascading effects. It's killing wildlife. It's killing natural trees and plants and forests, and that's our oxygen. I mean, like all of it. I'm just gonna like go down a list until we get to Big Bend, Texas, and just interject when you have something to say.
Yeah. Can I just add before we get into all these natural parks that we're selling out? They have flock cameras everywhere. Do you know that our national fucking parks have flock cameras everywhere now?
Yeah.
Continue.
I mean, listen, I know there's some like horrible tragedies or like awful, not tragedies, but murders and things that have happened in these places. But I really do think that we have to weigh the occurrence of those versus what we give away to feel like, oh God, we're being seen everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. Trump to sell wild horses for cheap to be shipped to slaughter. The sale of wild horses through a Bureau of Land Management loophole has skyrocketed to $3,700 in 2025. Got to make that extra buck any chance you get. We also have, well, I guess let's just do the Big Ben stuff because it's just awful. So Laken Jordal has been really on top of all of this occurring in Texas and this national park in Texas. DHS just waived all environmental laws to blast border barriers and roads through Big Bend National Park. This marks the first time in American history the feds have gutted dozens of laws to push industrial level construction through a national park. this is not even an area where there are border crossings, actually. Like, even the people in DHS are talking about how, or, the people who, the local people who work with the border and border CBP, Customs and Border Patrol, have said that this is not an area. And these are people who are, down in Texas, protect your border, close the borders, all that kind of stuff. But like, this is not a trafficked area. And in fact, they're saying that by building roads here, it's going to make it easier for people who are human trafficking and drug cartels, whatever they want to worry us about, to navigate this area,
right,
by building it. But interestingly enough, I'm sure everybody will be shocked, Trump donor Tim Barnard's company was awarded billions for the Big Bend project. Barnard Construction and its affiliates have received more than $5.6 billion in border construction contracts during Trump's second term, according to federal spending data compiled on usaspending.gov and reported by High Country News. DHS awarded a $960 million delivery order to Barnard Construction Company for the BBT-3 border barrier construction project. That was in March 2026. That contract covers construction in Terlingua, Texas, spanning the Rio Grande from the Hudspeth Jeff Davis County line to Rio Doza in Presidio County, according to the Big Bend Sentinel. On the same day, Barnard secured additional border barrier contracts, including roughly $1 billion in Hudspeth County and $600 million near Del Rio, according to procurement logs. A spokesperson for CBP told Newsweek CBP has awarded 2 contracts in the U.S. Border Patrol's Big Bend sector to Barnard Construction Company, Inc. for the Big Bend 1 and the Big Bend 3 wall projects. The Big Bend 1 wall project was awarded for approximately $1.1 billion to construct approximately 47 miles of primary border wall system. This project is located in Hudspeth County in Texas and also includes the installation of detection technology. So much for pristine wildlife and a park that we could all enjoy and nature preservation. There have been a lot of protests down there. This is, so they put out videos to appeal to the whole country, like, we have got to stop this. Look at what they're going to destroy. So here is a video of some of the beautiful things that you can find in Big Bend National Park.
A wide blank page and a swelling rage. You did not think when you sent me to the brink. You desired my attention, but denied my affections. So tell me.
It's just heartbreaking, honestly. It's heartbreaking.
It really is. The country's just for sale. I mean, fuck all the environmental issues. That's not even a part of it. Just aesthetics, even. Like, it's just things, these are free things, right? I mean, largely parks. So they hate that.
Yeah.
They hate that. Like, you can't buy your way in,
Yeah. Yep.
$1 billion in walls. We need $1 billion in walls in that park.
And as Wally says, if they're installing all that detection technology, why do they need the wall? How about if we just use some of that money for a system that can process people more quickly and humanely? And I don't know, like, I just, because once that's destroyed, it will take decades and a true concerted effort. And I just don't see that happening. As we talk about this all the time, but our last
nothing gets undone.
No, it always just like keeps chipping away. Biden bypassed. They say bypass when it's Biden, but break when it's Trump. But bypassed 26 EPA laws to continue building Trump's wall. So it's a bipartisan project. Do not come. We're strong on border.
Yeah, and the problem with our country is, yes, it's all been bipartisan, but we have no. You should have opposition to the most evil guy potentially taking power, right? You should have some way to stop this shit, and we don't, because both parties, they overlap in interest so much that there's no stopping any of this stuff.
I think that's the other reason. I know a lot of like normie Dems get so annoyed that I talk about Democrats so much. Like, why is it always about Democrats? And
right.
Because they're taking up the space of where the opposition should be. They exist to destroy the opposition by pretending to be like slightly better, but always shitting on the left. So like it's so dangerous, And
it's also always like, okay, this is an issue. Well, we settle issues through elections, right? So we just wait till the election.
Yep.
And then they don't settle it then. But then it's always, not the time to talk about that issue because we just barely got power. And then, like we always say, well, we need 10 more Democrats now. And then, well, what did you expect him to do? He had to undo all of Trump's stuff. He can't focus on that right now. There's other more important stuff to undo before we can bring you something good.
Yeah, exactly. There have been tons of protests there, though. And the, what's his name? He is the CBP Commissioner Rodney Scott, a couple days ago, has announced that there will be a construction pause there. But, there have already been bulldozers destroying things, right? So, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I feel like a lot of it's like announcing that there's a border peace and there's a ceasefire in Gaza, and every day Israel kills another, 20, 30 people. So I feel like a little bit his going down to Texas and putting out a video that there's a pause was just to sort of calm things down. It's like a, release valve.
Yeah. Well, and at the end of the day, if all we get from this pause and this opposition from the Democrats and the left and whatever is we wanted none of this wall. They wanted $1 billion of it. So they go, oh, we took environmental concerns into place and now it's only $600 million worth of wall.
Yeah. Like,
right. That's the compromise us as voters have. It's like, that's our power. We can make it a smidge less evil. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like the Green New Deal was supposed to be $16 trillion. Joe Manchin said he could do between 4 and 6 trillion. Biden negotiated it down by separating the two bills to 500 billion. And that was called the biggest climate bill in the U.S. history.
And I forget where Bernie was on that, but he sold us out on that too. His number was
he started at, I think he started at 16. Maybe he went down to 9. I don't even know, or 6. I don't know. But then Premier Jayapal came up with the idea of separating the two bills. So the must-pass one was on its own, and then the climate investment infrastructure one was separated out. So, of course, that was just completely gutted.
Yeah, on the promise that it would come up for a vote, and never did.
Playing politics.
What a shock.
It's just a 4D chess.
Hello, Strick.
Oh, hello. Okay. What else is happening with climate? We have, this is crazy. Did I do the wrong one first? Yes, I did. The NOAA launches the weather balloons, floats the ocean buoys, flies the satellites, and staffs the forecasters that tell us when storms are coming. That data supports about 2/3 of the economy, roughly $1.3 trillion a year, and it paid us back $73 for every dollar we spent on it. Every time we invest in infrastructure, that's actually money in our pockets. Like, it actually pays off, right? Doge took a chainsaw to it anyway. They cut 2,500 people. They pushed out 27,000 years of experience in just a few months. Now, a charter fishing captain in Homer, Alaska has spent half a season with no idea what the wind is doing in waters he fishes every day. Kansas got hit by 2 tornadoes nobody saw coming. Forecasters missed how strong a typhoon was as it headed for Alaska. Farmers, insurers, airlines, and city engineers are all working with worse information than they had 2 years ago. And now the Trump administration plan is to cut even deeper. They want to pull another $1.6 billion out of NOAA next year. NOAA. They want to hand the rest to private companies, of course, so your town ends up paying a business for weather data your taxes already paid for, with no promise it will even be right, wrecking a 73-to-1 investment and sending the bill to fishermen, farmers, and families. Crazy. It is despicable. And yes, it is all just to privatize.
And that privatization effort is across the board. It's not just this. I mean, our food state, look at how many things are being recalled and toxic right now. It's just, the list is just through the roof, and there's no safety. All the pandemic protections are gone for the next pandemic, you know, and I'm so sick of the news. I mean, yes, it's important that we're cutting all the measles stuff, right? You know, and changing the vaccination and suggesting people shouldn't vaccinate for measles and all that bullshit. But they're just ignoring COVID in that discussion. And like, we just moved past COVID, like it's not here. And it's so much more damaging than measles. And everybody's just like, no big deal. Like, yes, let's not talk about what both parties did with COVID, but goddamn, measles is going to end the world.
I mean, it's and you know, as we are ramping up all these data centers and we do not have the power grid to support it, you know, this has gone sort of under the radar, probably because it's hit mostly a Black community in Gary, Indiana. It's been over a week now that more than 100,000 Indiana residents have been without electricity in Gary, Indiana. They lost it because of storms. But now there is a boil water advisory in place. Well, how do you boil water on an electric stove if you don't have electricity?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Oh, well.
I mean, the basic things that government is supposed to do, even if you're a diehard libertarian, is like, you know, make the food safe, keep the roads going, keep the power on. Like, we're failing at that.
That big government. You don't want that big government. No big government in your place. I thought this was a really interesting sort of essay from Dylan Ratigan. Remember, he used to be on MSNBC back when, at least for me, when I thought it was like actually sort of on the left. So he talked about this project. He left behind MSNBC to fight poverty. This is probably going to be way too small, and I won't read the whole thing, but he says that he left, he presented, wait, did I mess this up again? Yes, I did. Of course I did. Sorry. When I left MSNBC in 2012, I went to Louisiana to build equipment. The idea was to turn shipping containers into self-contained resource stations. Solar power, water filtration, food production, and wireless connectivity. Linked together, they could form a distributed infrastructure for basic human needs. We built them in Louisiana and Texas using local manufacturing and training, returning combat veterans to deploy and maintain them. The goal was simple: replace dependency with distributed local capacity. The idea attracted attention. The New York Times wrote about it. Foundations, corporations, and governments met with us. Eventually, I presented it at the State Department. People consistently liked the concept. Meetings went well. There was interest and encouragement, but no one put it into practice. It's possible the technology wasn't ready or that better systems existed. That would be a reasonable explanation. What was harder to explain was the outcome. Nothing. More than a decade later, global resource infrastructure still largely revolves around centralized delivery, moving water, food, power, and equipment into places rather than enabling local production. One meeting at the State Department sticks with me, and they clarify why. I presented the system: power, water, food, connectivity. local resilience using oil industry expertise for the resource hubs and veterans as the workforce. It was met with the standard high level of enthusiasm, but with zero engagement beyond that. A State Department official took me aside and explained the problem with my idea. If we control people's access to food, water, electricity, and connectivity, they need us, and we can control them. If we build a distributed network of resource hubs, they don't, and we lose power. So that's
not conspiracy theorist shit.
No,
this is what they do. This is like, I don't think there's an actual deep state of like 7 people in a room that huddle and do everything evil. It's just accepted that this is the mantra at the top. It's like, yes, it's
thousands of people are like, oh, if they have healthcare, if they can control their own food and water systems, It's
insane. I mean, look, with solar, we could all have our own power sources.
Yeah,
we could, and the idea that we don't have solar everywhere is just. It's just evil. Like, we should have solar, and we need it so much right now with the electrical demands that even giving us solar isn't like, I don't know. It's just we used to you could sell your solar back and make some money. So that's the first thing they cut off. They're like, you can't make money off it. Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly.
But now, like if you store your own water or whatever, you can go to jail, like.
Okay. So that's crazy because that's what we saw that in Gaza. I don't know if it's also in the West Bank, but in Gaza, that because Israel is controlling, even before October 7th, because I know we all know, did not start on October 7th, but Israel was rationing how much water and how much electricity they would allow into Gaza every day, in addition to calories and food and aid and all of that. And they made it illegal to collect rainwater. Disgusting. This guy, Gary Harrington in Oregon, was convicted for collecting rainwater.
Man was convicted and sent.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. But yes, it's basically like, hey, you can't find a way to rely on yourself and not be subservient to our system.
That's our rainwater.
Yeah, play it.
Man was convicted and sent to jail for collecting and using rainwater on his own property, sued by the state for theft. Rancher Gary Harrington built 3 large reservoirs on his own land to collect rainwater and snow melt. He claimed the water was primarily for fire protection reserves and for providing water to wildlife. But the state called it theft and prosecuted Gary. A municipal code stipulates that all water within city limits, including precipitation, is part of the public water supply. The city requested the court order the removal of his collection system and impose a fine. Despite Harrington's repeated appeals, arguing, the water fell on my land, I'm not selling it. I'm simply using it on my own property. The court ultimately rejected his claims. Harrington was found guilty on multiple charges, including unlawful appropriation of state water resources. He was sentenced to 30 days in jail and fined over $1,500. The incident sparked intense backlash. Residents said it was simply tyranny. If a person cannot own the rain that falls on their own land, what do they actually own?
And the crazy thing is, it wasn't like this would still be awful, but like the city or state was saying, we're collecting, because of fear of drought, we're collecting all the rainwater on everybody's property so that we can funnel it into some big reservoir. None of that. It would just be wasted. It would just like seep into the ground.
That's exactly it. It would be leached into the soil and go away. It's not going to come back to the public somehow.
Yeah. Nope. No. So, yeah. I mean,
and we're talking about
capitalism, right? Yeah.
And the reality is, it probably was just for fire protection. I mean, he might have used it for other things, but like a person's water bill isn't even that much in a lot of cases. Like, I mean, it's just like, well, you're talking when you rent your apartment, it's nothing. So, but look, it's in the public interest for this guy's house not to burn down also. I mean, that's, so you're saying you can't protect your own stuff?
Nope. Yeah, no, they want you to, they want you to pay the private water company or whatever, right? I mean, it's just, it's evil. But you're right. Like, I mean, for everything, just like with COVID, like, why would you send people to school sick or to work sick? Because it's airborne, right? So
Well,
But,
it's like
it will affect you eventually. Look at all the healthcare workers who have long COVID now.
absolutely, you know, and
Oh, no, you just went away. You just
am I
got
back?
muted. Oh yeah, you're back. You're back.
No, I can't hear you.
Really? Eeks.
Just go on.
I'm sorry.
I'll fix it.
All right, I'm just gonna keep going because there's a lot of craziness. So okay, so that was with the water. Then the other thing, as we all know, sorry, I'm getting back up here. What's this one? The FDA CUTS. That's the one we're looking at. Hi. Josh just brought me something to eat, and so that's why Lucky's coming around. Ex-FDA workers warn Trump cuts will increase risk of food safety lapses in the U.S. Shocker, shocker. Sweeping cuts and the politicization of science inside the Food and Drug Administration have increased the risk of safety lapses across the U.S., former agency workers warned. These were the USDA offices that basically their leases were terminated by Doge. So this is just like a couple of things this week. The blueberry recall, which they said it was upgraded to FDA's highest risk level, reasonable probability of death. This
great.
is Outshine fruit bars. They have glass in them, possibly. There is a list of foods recalled. I will not read them all, but it goes on for 3 pages. Somebody put, it just goes on and on and on. Let's take a look at a nice little video so you don't have to hear my voice reading it, of just a few of the foods that have been recalled just this month, August 2026.
Hey, look at this, look. 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 Hey, look at this, look.
It's insane. And a lot of the stuff with the fecal matter on lettuce and other products that could spread E. coli and the cyclospora, right? They are saying, as we know, was probably because the workers on the farms aren't allowed bathroom breaks.
Yeah, and look, we know businesses, their goal is maximize profits, right? That's the American dream that's left. Is just like, if you're a business, do whatever you can, whatever you can, regulations you can skirt. So that's why you have these FDA groups that used to be, they would regularly visit on site. They would go to the Hunt's tomato factory, or whatever, and check randomly on the line. They pull some out, they test them. We don't have that in America anymore. We're trusting these groups who are evil by nature. Capitalism has pushed them to be as evil as possible, or you're going to be fired if you're the CEO. If you're going to hey, we're going to put some new safety rules in place. Oh, you're gone.
You're gone.
That's not happening.
Because you're
right?
encroaching on the profits.
And so we literally let a trillionaire cut all the safety measures for us as people while we're giving him more and more money every fucking day. We cannot have enough Luigis.
We cannot have enough Luigis. But also, so even if it's, poor irrigation or the bad water, all of those are costs that a big farm company is supposed to take care of. And they're always slacking. Look at, we always talk about PG&E here. They never are up to standards. We always have, a spark caused by a fallen power line that PGE was supposed to take care of last year, and they didn't. And instead of paying the, however, hundreds of millions to upgrade all the infrastructure and all of their lines and everything. They'd rather just pay a couple $1 million in fines after,
Yeah. Well,
tens of
it's
thousands
all
of acres and homes are burned down.
it's calculated decision. And the PG&E thing, I forget what it was, but there's like this hook thing that hangs on the lines that keeps them from swaying and stuff. And they used to have, a force that would go out and inspect those regularly and see visually, oh, we have this one needs replacing because it's the weakness. They already knew when they get to a certain level of weakness, that's when they're about to fail soon, right? But they save some money by just having people with binoculars for a while, very far from them, and then they stop doing that even. So that's the fire starter for the biggest fire in California history.
Or they'll like cut down on the things. Yeah, exactly. They decrease their budget, they decrease the workforce, and then they decrease the things they're actually going to test for. And again, you know me, I like to do this. We saw this under Biden, right? We didn't even hear about the egg recalls and the not mad cow. What was the other thing that was happening with the bird flu in cows? This was in Biden's last year, September 2024, in the year leading up to a deadly listeria outbreak now traced back to recalled boar's head deli meats. U.S. Department of Agriculture records show that Biden administration officials quietly made significant cuts to planned testing for germs across America's food supply. It is a bipartisan save money. I mean, that is capital. Like, it's just capitalism. It's like saying liberal Zionism is still an apartheid genocidal project, right?
Absolutely. And California with the fires is a really good example because Gavin Newsom, instead of being punitive to PG&E, let them pass all these charges on to their ratepayers. And so, like my parents, for example, they live in West Sac, which is a different utility than Sacramento.
Right.
They have PG&E, and they bought solar years ago on the promise of a low rate, future down the road. And Gavin Newsom, friend of PG&E, allowed them to cut that benefit. So they ended up just buying the solar for a shit rate and never getting the long-term benefit from it. And they're just like, well, that's just the way it is because of the fire.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, and then what they'll do is we'll watch, mainstream media spend all the time looking for, and great. I mean, certainly anybody who is an arsonist who starts these fires should absolutely, be prosecuted. But the reason that they can spark and spread so quickly is because of climate change, which is caused by oil, and also because PG&E and private companies do not upgrade their infrastructure. The regulations are relaxed, and so that's where we are.
And the dynamic of capitalism is short-term benefits, period. Right? So if you're the CEO of PG&E or whatever, you just need to make some money while you're on the job, and anything safety or regulation wise you can skirt is saving money, and you're doing a good job.
Yeah, 100%. So, when I see things like this was a great video about the oil profits going to all of these people who have known longer than anybody about the climate disaster caused by big oil. They're the ones who commissioned Exxon and Chevron, who commissioned the scientists to see what the effects would be. They've known this since the 70s, and then they got busy denying it and sublimating it. But we saw this whole past month, all of Europe was on fire. So we should put a name to every single one of these disasters. We should
7 Luigis. Yeah. 7 right there.
Yeah. All right. And then before we spin, just to finish off some more damage, is, Trump undoes heat protection. I mean, as we are going into catastrophic, deadly heat for workers, and we know that these companies, there's a minimum wage because they would pay you even less. The OSHA protections that Biden was trying to put in, Trump administration is undoing the plans. Of course, they probably, it was one of those things where it's like, oh, over the next 10 years, we will figure out a way to take care of workers. But anyway, the Biden administration took steps to shield workers from extreme temperatures. The Trump administration is taking and this is the fucking New York Times, taking a gentler approach with employers.
Yeah, the language there of cutting safety protections is a gentler approach. How do you make that transition to that?
Well, it's gentler with the employers.
Yeah, but
it's a gentler approach. We're treating them gently.
It's
truly,
so
like that's complicity. That is media complicity, right?
Yes.
Yeah, fuck them. I know I said I was going to stay happy, but it's very difficult. Very difficult.
Don't be happy.
Don't be happy.
Be happy for a minute and a half when we show a dog video or something.
Or a good song. Yeah, I know. And a little more vino. Okay. We have truth here, so we can show the video. 1 second, because I think we labeled it "Pups with Attitude."
No. Are you done? No. No.
And then what? Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Not allowed on the bed, you. No.
It's not a jacuzzi. Come on out.
Oh.
Be quiet. Be quiet.
Only problem I have a problem with is you. That's the only problem I have a problem with.
Are you kidding me? I'll beat your ass. Be nice. Yeah, Marley, tell him.
I said no. Hey, I said no. No.
No, I don't care. You're not coming in here. Bro?
Who you talking to? Get off my couch and stop talking back. No. Shut up. Stop talking back to me.
No, ma'am. Nope. No, you're in timeout.
Get you a little bit.
You cannot come out.
Okay. I did not sleep well. I had about 3 hours of sleep, and I've had a little bit to drink. And Pat just reminded me that we actually landed on RMI, and I gave us a pup video. So let's find a fun song, or doesn't have to be fun, but a good song.
I don't know if we have fun. We're in protest land, but here's El Cordova.
That is why the man said this revolution will be telepathic.
Here come the billionaires now. They bought the land at the edge of your town. They built a copper-veined kraken the size of Manhattan to train up their brain in the cloud. 'Cause they're running a new kind of race, and it moves at a terrible pace. There's no time for laws when you're building a God. Sign the bill and cut the tape. and get out of the way. Now the power grid strains underneath the demands of insatiable beasts. So they upgrade the lines on the ratepayer's dime, and it roars through the night while you sleep. With gas and with coal they pollute in an unending quest for compute. But the future's not set. There are rules, rights, and tech for a world that's built to bloom instead of burn on fossil fuels. Now this is not preordained, it's not a runaway train. Both hands on the wheel. We get to decide on the terms that we sign in this deal. Our future, our deal.
I love that. That's awesome. And also, I loved her Galaga in the background too. Justin said that is so cool.
I didn't even catch that. Growing up, Gallia was my game. Like,
Oh, yeah.
our generation, you always had that one game you were the guy
Pac-Man.
at, and I was the Galaga guy.
Okay. I was Miss Pac-Man and Donkey Kong Jr.
Okay.
That was really cool. That was awesome. I do love this new generation of protest music. It's so important. It's so important, but it can't go away when people are feeling a little more comfortable. I feel like I think it's like we gotta keep that going.
I think we're kind of in the 60s in a way, like the younger generation, they're the first one to reject technology. Like,
yeah,
they're kind of like, none of this stuff you guys are doing is good for us. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
So here's a song and fuck your AI and,
Yep.
I don't believe you is their mantra.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. And they're right to feel that way, of course.
Yep.
Okay, so well, I guess speaking of that, should we move to some of the data center stuff and AI
Data
stuff?
centers. Yeah, let's do it.
Well, okay, I have to say, so a couple different things. One is the National Republican Senate Committee. I got the the acronym wrong. Sorry, you guys. Clearly, I'm having a problem. National Republican Senate Committee, Senatorial Committee, sent a private memo yesterday to U.S. AI companies warning them that the GOP is on the verge of losing Ohio over data centers. And unless something is done to improve, of course, public perception, not the reality, but just like, can we market it, message it a little bit better? Public support will collapse nationwide. Nobody wants one of these in their backyard. And mostly people don't want them at all because the promise of them, the best promise, is that they take all of our jobs. And there's a new social contract where workers aren't necessary. And nobody's telling us what it looks like on the other side of that. Even before workers aren't necessary, we're treated like shit. We're not able to make a living wage. Right? We don't have healthcare. Every protection that we maybe could enjoy is stripped from us.
And when you're telling us, oh, just have faith, it's going to make everyone's life better sometime. Nobody believes that.
Why would anybody ever believe
Nobody looks at our current system and says, oh, you'll do good for us down the road.
Yeah. These people
that
care
you're
about
not
it.
promising it, but these companies that are in partnership with our government that doesn't give a fuck about us, hasn't given us health care like most of the industrialized countries on earth have now.
Yep.
They're going to just somehow give us jobs when they're cutting our food safety and they don't give a fuck about us on any level.
Yep.
Like, no, nobody's buying this shit. And I think their plan, Trump's plan or whoever put the plan in to like make Flock the poster child of the evil shit so that they could squeak in their own next AI system, or whatever. I think that stuff's backfiring because we're just all we hate it all. And if whatever you replace Flock with, we're going to be on that shit. I know we're talking data centers, not
No,
flock,
but it's all the
it's
same.
just one
No, it's all the
project.
same.
It's
the data centers are surveillance centers, and that's where all that information is being brought to. That's where the compute is happening with all of the data they're stealing from us, right? So yeah, that's exactly right. Okay, so I do think that it's fascinating and a good sign that wow, oh my God, you guys, that Jason Kelsey did this ad
Right.
with two different beer companies.
no, one's water. One's water.
Liquid Death.
Liquid Death is water.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which is really, it's
Yeah.
really pathetic. Some comedian did a stand-up thing on it, that men are such pussies about being men that they have to have branded tough guy water.
Yeah, you can't have regular water. That's
You
super
gotta have
early.
tough guy water, which is what Liquid Death is. But anyway,
But is it just?
I love
actually
that
just
they're doing
bottled
this.
Water? It's just bottled water.
It's just water. It's just
That's
fucking
so
water.
funny.
It's like any other.
Liquid Death. Oh my God. All right. So here he is talking about data centers and AI.
AI data centers waste millions of gallons of water. That's why Liquid Death and Garage Beer have decided to team up. We want your pee to cool these data centers.
We want your pee. Please give us your pee. Let's pee on computers together. Cause we need lots of pee. Endless gallons of pee. Join our important endeavor. We want your pee. Please give us your pee. Let's be on computers together and save humanity. We want your pee.
With Garage Beer's classic light beer and Liquid Death sparkling energy, the light beer of energy drinks, it's never been easier to create pee.
Let's be on computers together and save humanity.
So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and have another Garage Beer or Liquid Death sparkling energy. Then send your pee to the AI data center of your choice. We even make it easy with these collectible, sealable mugs.
We want your pee. Give us your pee.
I mean, I'm glad that
I
at
do love
least
it.
there's like a little bit of a pushback, but I do think, I think if we always phrased it as just like I don't say center Democrats or moderate Democrats, they're corporate or corrupt Democrats, or data centers are surveillance centers. Like I think that's
Right.
important because this is all about surveillance and control.
Yeah, it is. Because if you just call it data centers, you're using the computer, you're on the internet, you use your cell phone. You need data centers for that. Okay, you do, but we had them. We
already
had
have
enough.
them. Yeah.
We didn't need to destroy our national parks and wreck the environment and make my electric bill double
Yeah. Yep.
for this.
No, and again, there was no buy-in. I mean, there was a spot on Fox where they were talking about how, they're making everything, it's just all fear. Well, we can't let China get away with it or get ahead of us, and the AI wars. First of all, they've already gotten ahead of us. They've won. They won. It's cheaper. Right. It's they have fewer data centers, and they take care of their people in a different way. There's like a basic basement level of social welfare programs. But the surveillance that is tied into this, I feel like, because, they can lie about all the different statistics that they want to about, it only takes up as much water. I think they said it took up as much water at an average data center as Olive Garden uses in a day or a week or whatever. They made up some lie, right? But like, it's the surveillance part. I mean, yes, it is the environmental impact. But the thing about the environmental impact is for some people, then it's just good enough if it's not in their backyard. So I feel like it really does have to be a broader idea that these are overall destroying.
You got to have the big picture, because look, I'm not a Luddite. Like, I don't believe in, they paint this like, you weren't against computers, you weren't against, technology, the telephone, all these people were against the telephone. But like that was just, it wasn't proven to be taking our jobs. Like this is already clearly taking our jobs. It wasn't proven that it's merged with our government, and it's such a project that nobody wants. They're doing despite people not wanting it. Everyone.
Yeah.
So like on every layer, it's has no benefit for society other than maybe in the future we'll have some like breakthrough for cancer or something. But like you could do that separate of the data centers. The AI can still run. Harvard and Stanford could still have their own data centers running their massive AI. It doesn't.
And they're defunding all of those research and development programs. So like they don't care about that. And all this. Oh, all of them said AI. That's what they're going to use AI for. No, it's never been a priority for the people who rule the world.
David corrected me. And Liquid Death, I'm pretty sure they just started as water, but now they do have energy drinks, and that's now. But I think originally it was just straight water. No, somebody should fact check me.
I'm joking.
But that did remind me of something that I did see the other day. You can literally send shit to people, and this is true. You can buy exotic shit in a box. They send it to them in a box. Like you can, you know, if you want like ostrich shit or something, it's going to cost you a little more than like cow shit and like different layers of shit. Anyway, if you have anything in mind, you can now ship shit to people.
But just out of the blue, you're telling us. I thought that has nothing to do with this, though.
I'm just there are lots of people we should be sending shit
like
to.
A business venture. Oh.
In a box.
Okay, or a flaming brown paper bag on their porch.
I mean, that's the
old-fashioned way.
That's the street way to do it. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. All right. So just as you know, I know we all know this, but I know we know that like it's all about surveillance. This is so crazy. So this is police in Texas spent millions on new Tahoes. These Chevy Tahoes were not bulletproof or faster than any other Tahoe. What they had was very powerful alternators and extra batteries. Why? Well, as everyone is screaming about flock cameras, an Israeli security company is selling cell tower simulators to police departments called FalcoNet. Cognite, the company who makes them, also sells the backpacks that allow the cell tower to follow the cop. So this means a new police vehicle pulling next to you could be a cell tower your phone is now connecting to. A standard Chevy Tahoe rolls through Texas traffic, indistinguishable from any other police SUV, except it does have this phone harvesting ability. It is a cell site simulator. It sweeps 2G through 5G simultaneously, capturing device identifiers and location data from every phone in range, not just suspects. Cognite claims setup takes about 3 minutes, with the system processing thousands of devices per minute and antennas hidden behind false raised roofs, making equipped Tahoes indistinguishable from standard police SUVs. So what we've been talking about, of course, we all know, is that, all the outrage against Flock, which is warranted and great, and it seems like they're responding to. They switched to Axon. They switched to something that's less visible. Oh, now they're going to switch it to police cars.
Yeah, well, and this technology has been around for a while. They've been doing this at protests for a minute, but it's now like this widespread company and thing. And like as soon as,
by the way,
as soon as your Sacramento police who don't know about it get the flyer from them, they're going to buy it and have it because it's now going everywhere.
I just want to make sure the same technology deploys from backpacks and helicopters. Florida spent $765,000 on an airborne FalcoNet kit for Operation Vigilant Sentry, targeting Caribbean migration routes. So, like, Israel's part of all of this. Cognite, which is the umbrella company for all of these, carries a market cap around $560 million. Its U.S. revenue climbed from $10 million in 2023 to $15 million in 2025, according to Forbes. Small, but accelerating. And of course, they also sell analytics platforms that ingest police data sets and flag behavioral patterns. Palantir's pitch essentially paired with active phone interception. And
cool.
There's no distinction between a suspect or just a random person.
Yeah, we've gotten away from the idea that Snowden got locked up for, I mean, or not, not locked up, but
but persecuted for, yeah.
Yeah, he blew the whistle on government surveillance that wasn't authorized. It's illegal on private citizens. And we're just openly doing it now everywhere.
Nothing matters. Nothing matters.
Yeshaya busted me. Oop, not that one. I did run and get a beer during that last graphic.
Good. I filled my wine cup again. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We are absolutely in a police state and Mossad. And that's the other thing is it's so crazy that it's always Israel. I mean, it's just all Israel. It's really just terrifying. Bye, Kimiko. See you Sunday.
Kimiko.
The fact that, like, it's, I mean, on a different level, of course, but, between WikiLeaks and Julian Assange and Daniel Ellsberg and Snowden, like, all of these, Chelsea Manning, like, all of these revelations amount to what? Not a thing. For a decade and a half now. Like, yeah.
It's more, and this is why we have to flip the table over and do some actual things beyond protesting, because it's just, hey, now you guys are so informed, you know all the evil shit we're up to, but we're not changing a lick.
Yeah. Absolutely. And like, I mean, I don't even know what's happening. Like, no, I'm not blaming this all on Israel, of course. Like, it's capitalism, it's empire, it's how we do business in the most powerful capitalist state in the world, is to use our outpost of Israel as our laboratory. I mean, that's really what's happening, right? Like, we fund it and they use it and we allow them to be kind of our pit bull or whatever and do the most heinous, disgusting things. And then we glean whatever knowledge or new updates in technology from them that becomes a selling point for them. It's battle tested, right? So
yeah, and all that technology, the fusion of the technology with the war and with our government is really, it makes it impossible to peel away from either one of them, because it's all interdependent. All three projects are what our government has run on for years. They're in every arm of our government. Every branch of power relies on tech that is Palantir now has a piece of. And they're just one of the evil groups.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. Just to do a little bit more about what's going on with kind of ICE, AI, all that kind of stuff, and then we can move to our wheel. Going back to Flock to the court says, no, our cameras cannot reconstruct a person's movements over time, but to the police officers, they say that they can run a license plate, they can look up whichever person over a certain amount of time and break down their activity. They can run a license plate check and figure out where you've been, where you're going, even though they can be wrong a lot of the time. Hi. Also, this is new for those of you who use AirPods, which I do not. I am always linked up. Hi, Lucky. These ones are now going to have built-in cameras that will allow Siri to see and remember your surroundings.
That's what I want.
I mean, and then the last thing is, wait 1 second, just want to show, this is crazy. And Josh, who I don't know if he's still listening, but, was really into like having Alexa in every room, and we got rid of it. You're welcome if you're listening.
It was fun for a while. I agree.
Yeah. It was a wiretap. Like all of our smart TVs, it's a wiretap. So now the judge is allowing a mass class action lawsuit against Amazon for users, anybody who's had an Alexa, to sue the government to sue Amazon for illegal wiretapping because, forever people be like, it's so weird. I had a fight with my husband and the next day on Facebook, I got an ad for, the meat we were talking about that he didn't like the way I made or whatever the hell. Right. And
this sounds personal.
I know. It's not. And we actually,
Josh,
I never used Alexa. I hated it always. But the thing is when it's plugged in, even if you're not engaging, just like with your phone with Siri, if you have Siri, it's always in sleep mode, but it has to listen because otherwise, how does it hear you say, Alexa, Siri, right? It's always on.
Yeah. And the thing is, look, it's always on and it's evil, but even thinking you're disabling it, if your phone has that capability, the FBI or whoever, whatever surveillance tech wants to, has the ability to secretly turn that back on. So there's no way we're getting around this stuff, even if we opt out.
And on some of these, as Macarius is saying, I've tried to disable it, but if you have a smart TV, which pretty much everybody does now, that has a vocal recognition thing. There is always in what's it called, soft sleep mode or something. Just on your phone, on my iPhone, sometimes I'll see that the little green light is on. I'm not doing anything, or that little one, or the orange one for audio, right? So the green is camera, the orange is audio. I'm I have not even used Siri.
Yeah,
I don't use Siri, right? But it's always just kind of there.
Yeah. Well, and there's what the government can do, but then these evil companies just put a new terms of service out and you click the button and then, hey, it's back on.
Yeah.
That's the game plan.
Yeah.
Because your data is the information and the information is money.
Audria, that is huge. That's huge. Not having a TV, that's amazing. But it's also I'm sorry, but it's on your computer and your smartphone, but it's really hard to get away from all of it entirely. And
this is true.
Truth is it has to be bigger than, anybody individually should do anything, everything, whatever. But there have to be regulations. We have to end this because for all the people who think oh, I have nothing to hide, what difference does it make? That's not the point, is that you have nothing to hide because soon they will turn whatever you are into something illegal. Yeah.
And in some ways, it's kind of like that with AI too. AI is just an extension of technology. So you have to regulate it and do things in a way that benefits society from it. That's the whole point. It's not like I want to just, let's forget what we learned. That's how people kind of who are pro AI, they're like, it's an advance, how do you not? But there's no protections, and it's, we have to slow it until we have something in place for us from it, and checks on the environment, checks on our gas prices and electric bill and jobs, obviously.
And meanwhile, we're not even going to play this because it's it's so cringe and makes me so mad that after our railing about, everything going on right now in the world, in our country, and AOC is talking about her, whatever, injections. And today she's showing another video of her sweet little belly that's a little pooched out because she's bloated because of the injections. And she's like, don't be weird about this. Again, that's now her new thing. Don't be weird about this. And I'm just what? What? What are you doing?
I hate them so much, but as a man, I just, I'm staying out of it. But
I don't think you have to stay out of it because it's offensive to humanity.
It's offensive that we're getting all of that and not, the real stuff. So if you did that alongside the real stuff, great.
Right.
But
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm not a prude. I have no problem with any of that kind of stuff. Whatever, that's great. And it is a real struggle for people for a lot of different reasons because women can't have babies at the time that their body is most fertile, and because people don't have enough money, and because a million different reasons that are important and can be tied to economy to ecological disaster to the way we poison our food, like to all of the things, which she's not doing any of that, tying it to any of that even. But she's not talking about everything that's destroyed.
Yeah, it just feels very narcissistic to me in the face of all the seriousness around her that you are put in charge of to do something about.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's also like, it feels like you're queuing up a woman's defense in a way for 2028. Like, you know.
Yeah, a woman will never be president.
Right.
At least not in the Democratic Party, or a woman of color.
Don't let them tell you, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Are you feeling what?
It's 7:30. I think we owe people at least one Lego before we tap out.
Okay.
Don't you think?
I do. They're not like as many fun ones recently, so it's a little bit rough, but
slim pickings.
It's a little bit slim pickings. This is because Trump is still talking about his ridiculous what's it called, reflecting pool, that tens of millions of dollars now that he like just gifted to his own buddy, who then they like drove over it, and he's upset with Jean Pirro, his person, for not pursuing legal prosecution of the army vet who he thinks is the one who destroyed his pool, and yada yada, whatever. It's also ridiculous. But Persia Boy did put out a song, Green Pool, Blue Lie.
Blue pool, green water. No big king, blame another. Ha! Look in the reflection. Green pool, blue lie. Everything you touch peels before it dries. Green pool, blue lie. Lost to Iran. Blame the bicycle guy. No bid rush job. 14-7 high. Hold presidency reflected tonight. Green pool, blue lie. Failure in the water with the flag outside. 1 week promise, camera ready, scene. Rushed for the fourth, then the blue turned green. Golf club contract, the first federal score. Line peeled up from the middle of the floor. Davey touched the flap, already hanging free. Dragged into court, felony on TV. DOJ got the files blocked from the start. Trump blamed vandals cause the truth hit hard. War went wrong, pool went green. Same blame game on every screen. Promised no wars, then the missiles flew. 5 months deep, still nothing came true. Homer stayed tight, Tehran still said no. Gas over 4 while oil profits grow. Couldn't force surrender, couldn't seal the deal. Can't seal a peace plan, can't seal a pool. Who got the contract? No bid. Who got the blame? By God. What did DOJ find? Rush job. Who still denies it? Big God. Green pool, blue light. Can't seal a deal, can't seal what you buy. Green pool, blue light. Lost to Iran and blend the bicycle guy. No bid rush job. Every promise dies. Everything you touch peels before it dries. Green pool, blue light. The pool reflects your whole presidency tonight. Sacred defense. Blue promise. Green failure. Same loser. New disaster. Sacred defense.
That's good.
Yeah, they're it's I think it's really obviously horrific for people who are just in this holding pattern of not knowing when they're going to get bombed again. I don't know, it just feels so bleak. Like week after week, we're just doing this low key waiting for something to happen. Nobody's going to negotiate with Trump. Why would anybody? Or the U.S. until the U.S. feels enough pain that like, oh, then the next administration might actually honor a deal. But there's no reason to think that that would happen. Right?
No. And I think Iran knows that we are so stuck with whatever Israel wants to do as part of the deal as well. So like, no matter what we sign, Israel isn't going to agree with what we sign. And they know that Israel has leverage on us. So that whatever we say is going to conflict with what's going to actually happen. It's just it's a clusterfuck, you know, like, why would they trust anything out of Trump's mouth? Like, that's just.
Yeah. And then again, and sorry, because I'm always this person, but like, Trump got us out of the JPCOA in his first regime. Biden didn't get us back in. Biden was vice president to Obama. One of the best things that Obama did was start, you know, real diplomacy and negotiations with Iran. And now people are looking around and everybody is going to want a nuclear weapon. Of course they are. Look what happens when you don't have one. You can become a slave state like Libya, or you can be North Korea. Be your good pal.
Yeah, unfortunately, nothing's going to really come to change until after the midterms at this point. I mean, I think that's kind of locked in. And then it's, you know, both parties are still beholden to Israel. Like, a couple of progressives getting in doesn't change that dynamic overnight. And
yeah.
So.
Yeah. Pretty bleak. Boycott, divest, sanction, keep fighting the good fight.
Luigi the verb. Luigi the verb in Minecraft.
All right, we will be back on Sunday night at 5:00. Thank you all for being here. We are going out on Latin Grammy winner Silvana Estrada, who, like all of us, sees that international solidarity is the only way forward. So cheers to her. Cheers to all of you. Keep punching up.
Cheers. See you Sunday.
We don't deserve what's going on. And I'm gonna cry. And it's deeply devastating. Hi, I'm at Outside Lands in San Francisco, and I'm gonna be talking to Mexican artist Silvana Estrada. Somehow trying to make it something beautiful. Like, okay, this is painful, but we are together in this. We are not alone. There's hope. There are a lot of Mexicans and people in the Latin community who are living in fear right now in the U.S. because of immigration enforcement. Is that something that you're thinking about while you're performing here in the U.S.? All the time. My audience, it's mainly Latina. So I was like really suffering with the idea of like, you know, something bad happening during my shows. And I was like, oh no, I need to come to the States and to, you know, do my tour exactly because of the fear, because we need to fight that fear and we need to, you know, see each other and cry and hug and like just remember that we are worth it. I think the Latino community, we don't deserve what's going on. It's so unfair and it's so sad and I'm gonna cry and it's deeply devastating. And I hope every time that I'm performing in the States, I just hope I can make the people in the audience a little bit happier, or at least, you know, they can feel their souls a little bit lighter. For Mexicans and for Latino community, the Palestine situation is really moving because our lands have been saqueadas. I feel like the Latino struggle is the same as all the, you know, global South struggle. It's like fighting for our lands, fighting for our rights to, you know, be basically, and to live with dignity.